everyone, hope you've had a good week and you have submitted your pieces to Bristol Museum. So that's part of the Opulent Art exhibition. So for today's session, we are going to work with chalk pastels and we are looking at this lovely poppy head. This is actually from in my garden. I'm just using a bit of masking tape and that's kind of slightly going there. So just put it more down, which sorry, let's just get that. I'm using the masking tape so that it just stops the dust. So you kind of get like a nicer, neater edge, which is kind of good. So how we're going to do this is I've got here the printout and I'm going to draw it out first of all quite lightly with my pencil, and then I can go back over with the pastels. If you didn't want to use the pencil, another option is you can use the white chalk pastel as well. I'm just going to just put it in quite loosely so I can see the sort of petal kind of coming down here, and I'm holding my pencil quite high up, so I'm just following this kind of line at the moment. And obviously when you come to then doing your own version, you might want to sort of change bits as you go when it comes to the colouring in. So just following loosely the lines, sort of coming up there even, and then using other, you can see there's a little gap here that's almost coming sort of at a diagonal to that. So actually this could maybe come up a little bit. And just drawing this sort of sweeping bit coming down. So just using your other hand to kind of guide you with where that is going. Sort of coming in this little snippet in here. And it gives you an idea of, where the other lines are as well. That's sort of coming up. And that's kind of following on from here. So let's just get this a little bit better. That's coming in a bit more with that area. And then that one, that line, actually this needs to kind of come up like this. And sort of on par with that. Actually, that needs to come sort of closer. It's just important that we get these little bits drawn out correctly first before we go ahead and start adding in the colour. That's sort of coming sort of down there. Something like this, basically. Okay, so now the fun bit starts where we can actually add some of the pastels. So I've got my inscribed pastels here. Just get those out. And I'm just going to take out the selection of colours that I need. So I've kind of got this ready colour, some oranges, some yellows, and some Sort of maybe some purpley colours. Like that. I'll put that over to one side. There's probably another red actually. I just noticed some more reds here and there, kind of ready. So you can use it outside. That's another good reason for having this like this. So you can kind of test the colours first. And I'm just going to start off actually with my lighter colours. So anywhere that I can kind of start to see some sort of slight suggestion of a highlight, I can just notice that I need to kind of work on that area like this a little bit, sort of bowing out. So I'm just going to start off with putting some of these suggestions in. You can also use some cotton buds to actually help get it a little bit smoother and neater if you need to in those edges. But just start off with your lightest colour first and just putting in where we can see these kind of suggestions or lines of highlights. And again, I'm making sure that I'm doing that in the same direction as the petal and moving my hand in the same direction as well. So just everything you're doing is in sort of the same direction as what you can see. So this is just all the highlights at the moment that I'm putting in. There's quite a few, and then we can start to build upon it. I'm also going to add in some of the white. This is suggestions of that being a bit lighter up here. And some reds. These are lovely, these strong reds. Just something coming up. Just blow off the excess and that will just help. And you can start to see, even just with my finger, that that is starting to create these sort of lovely mix of these orangey colours. Just use a little bit of. I'm just going to use a cotton bud as well, just to get into some of these areas. Oh, excuse me, that's the dust going up my nose. And just blend that in. So it's quite bright at the moment. I'm just going to add some kind of oranges over the top and some reds. And blend those in with the cotton bud. I can use like I've got a darker red here as well to exaggerate some of these darker elements, like some of the creases. Just using the chalk pastel then to blend, the cotton bud to blend that in. So you get a much softer line. It's not as intense. And where's the red? Bit of red down here. So I'm just putting in like the creases and things like that I can see. I'm pressing quite hard and then using my finger or the cotton bud to actually take some of that dust and actually spread that in the right places and getting like a crisper, more refined line. Was it that red? I think it's that red actually. I've got lots of variations of red here, but that's fine. I'm just putting in these folds in the fabric of the petal. So that's what it looks like, doesn't it? Sort of ruffles, so to speak. You know, something blends in, go back over it and add in with the colour using the cotton bud to help you. It's quite satisfying using this process and getting a little bit of orange. So I'm looking constantly at my picture, and that is guiding me with where I need to do the different colours. If you start getting into a place where the head's down and you've forgotten to look, recheck the image, you know, come back to it, because that will help you create a more realistic interpretation of a poppy head. Again, I'm just blowing off the excess there, and I can use a little bit of the white to put in some of the highlights that I can see. Like so. And just, yeah, keep working into the colour. So all around here, it's kind of like orangey colours. So I'm just going to put a bit of orange and then a little bit of the red. Mixed. And I'm just going to slightly define this area as well. I'll just sort of use that bit of red just to put in some patterns of the petal going that way. Right, so let's go around here. So adding a little bit more of the orange. And just helping get that base layer. And then a bit of the red smattering over the top. Right. The key thing will be, after you've done all this, is to wash your hands and not touch your face, because you get very messy otherwise. So this bit I've left because it's actually a bit darker. So what I'm going to do is use some of the darker tone that I have, and I'm also going to use a bit of brown, I think. Let's just double check. Yeah, a bit of brown in there, sort of blended, mixed together. This is where you could use, you know, some of the chalk pastel pencils. They allow you to have a little bit more detailed effect with them. It's gradually and slowly coming together. So it's kind of got those links to some of the other stuff that we've done with Georgia O'Keeffe. Just getting some colour on here quite quickly. And yeah, just working in some of these lighter areas. So around here. Almost in there as well. And then we need to get some of the darker tones on there, because at the moment that's just all blending, and we've got definition on this side, but not this side at the moment. So obviously it's darker down here. We can use a bit of the darker red and some of the brown mixed together. And in between these sort of highlights, need to do them a bit darker, and obviously work towards that edge. Let's just get this a bit darker down here. With a bit of brown in the mix. Just elongating that colour coming through, so you're getting a little bit of that shadow and that definition. A bit brown over here and a bit more red. And it's actually, there's quite a dark spot here. I'm just going to use a bit of black to go a bit darker in this area here and over here. You could use this is a black chalk, but you could just use charcoal as well if that's all you had. Depends what you've got in your packet. And just some obviously details. I'm getting some darker tones kind of coming up. And then just doing the same on oh, my cat Poppy's coming in to say hello. If you can hear a little purr there. So I just need to work on this edging as well at the top here. Nearly there, guys. Let's get some of that red coming down through. And just get this edge here because you don't really want to see any white. That's quite important. So again, just blowing off the excess of the chalk each time. And we just need to sculpt as well around the outside edges here. bit more red. Oh, I've not done that right up to the edge there. Let's get that. And a bit of the lighter orange. What's quite nice is even if it's sort of blended in, you can go back over and add, if it's not too dark, that is, some lighter suggestions coming over the top. I'm just going to add a little bit of white in this area here. So everything I'm doing, I have been looking at my image at all times. And I'll just put in some sort of purpley colours. For the centre. And again, just getting that blended in. And a bit more black. It's going to blend. Some little bits of black in, but you have to be a bit careful because you can end up doing too much. Like that line for me looks a bit strong now. So I'm just going to go back over with some of the red. I just want to make sure that these edges in between are nice and dark. That's quite important. And also some of these sort of yellowy hues need to just get a bit more colour on them. So we could use a bit more of the orange tones. and in here as well, just a little bit on that side edge. And let's get that edge defined as well. A little bit of white, let's blend that in. And yeah, you can just put in some bits of white here and there. Some little suggestions, little glimpses. Slightly blend those in. And then there you have it. Now it's up to you whether you want to do a background reference for it. There's obviously lots of different sort of greens happening. So I think in this instance, I'm just going to just put in some like quick suggestions of some greens. Some people use a paintbrush to help them achieve this effect. I can see that there's a big sort of poppy stem there. And you want to get that right up to that edge as well. That's the tricky bit here. So just using a different colour. And you can put in some sort of different quick shapes to have this suggestion that you've got different colours coming through. I'm just putting in some of these sort of different green tone suggestions. And you can just work your way around doing that. I'm just going to include that almost up here as well, even though that's kind of like a stone kind of effect. Just to, and here sort of little jabs of colour, different tones. just mix all that in and then work back into it again. And I am loosely following where there's darker and lighter tones on the actual picture as well. It's like some little suggestions of some purples here and some blues. I'm just working up to that edge. And obviously you can always go back over some of the oranges as well, just to kind of get that brighter. Just have some fun with the background, really. I think that's the thing that I like the most about doing these kind of quick backgrounds, is you can kind of work kind of quite quickly. Let's put in some of these darker tones. I'm using some of these darker tones just to help develop more of a contrast with the foreground. Like under here, for example. By making things almost have an outline, and that's why some artists have all kind of done that, because that's like their style, to have this outline. But naturally most things kind of do because of a darker tone, a silhouette, you know, something like that. So it's just helping to exaggerate. And then just keep doing that, guys. Just keep working. Up here, it's darker. So it looks like our poppy is in focus. It does need some context to it though, because at the moment it's kind of just sticking out. So I'm just going to put in like a slight suggestion of a stem. Some sort of reference point there for the poppy, and then yeah, just carry on getting the rest of the background done in this kind of fashion so that you end up with quite a nice abstract sort of background with, you know, sort of detailed foreground here, and just getting these edges, you know, use the cotton bud to really get into those edges there. Okay, so I shall look forward to seeing how you guys get on with that, and yeah, we will carry on looking at flowers over the course of July. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.